It's another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring the...
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Where's that at, might you ask? Well, it's just a little place we like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, halftime show, week 17. And again, we continue to make stupid-ass decisions, tossing it into double coverage, when there was not a chance in hell of completing that pass in the end zone. And what happens? You do that at the end of the first half and leave them a minute 30 to turn around and come back down and go down the field and put points on the board. And so now, right when you were in it and keeping it close, you one stupid ass decision. That ball should have never been thrown. Should have never, ever been thrown. But I digress. Through 2/3 of the first half, we were in it. And then Sean Smith and Reggie Nelson completely blow a play and leave a guy absolutely wide open. Wide open. And then our defense lays down at the end of the second half. And all of a sudden we find ourselves in a 2-score hole going into the half. This is what happens. We just can't seem to get out of our own way. The other touchdown was a strip. We can't even strip the ball without screwing it up. Sums up the 2017 season right. We can't even strip the ball without screwing it up. We strip the ball and it turns into a touchdown for the Chokers. I mean, what in the hell? What in the ever-loving hell? The penalties are bad. We're getting stupid penalties. Just penalties you shouldn't get that are killing drives, that are killing plays. It's painful. The first game back in LA in 23 years. We've got a blackout there. It's a Raider positive crowd. It looked like coming out, we get the big play, the 90-yarder to Coop, stretching the vertical game. It looked like we were coming out and we were going to take it. I don't ever want to hear from our quarterback after the game in a press conference say that we just couldn't go deep again because the defense didn't allow us. You allow the defense to dictate what the fuck you're going to do? That's not Raider football. Raider football is taking what you want at all costs. Implementing your will. That's Raider football. Not allowing defense to dictate what you do. Hey, our punter's looking good again. Dropping balls inside the 10. So you got that going for us. You've got that going for us. Carl Joseph's out with the hamstring. Shalom Luani has come in. And Luani was in. Joseph was out on the play that Nelson and Smith miscommunicated and gave up the big play. Whether that had anything to do with it, you want to address that? I'll address that. All you guys that are calling for John Gruden because you think Jack Del Rio is not the answer. Go back and read your history. Because I think all of you have amnesia that are calling for John Gruden. Go back and look at John Gruden's record and how long he was in Oakland. What he did in Oakland was not a hell of a lot better than what Jack Del Rio has accomplished. He made it and lost in one AFC championship game. That is John Gruden's legacy in Oakland. John Gruden did not bring championships. John Gruden was not the savior. You guys have fucking amnesia. And remember John Gruden as walking on water. Get a reality check. John Gruden never, ever developed a young quarterback. Ever. He milked Rich Gannon, a veteran quarterback, for all he had. He milked Brad Johnson, a veteran quarterback, for all he had. And then he tried to do the same damn thing over and over again by bringing in Jeff Garcia, Brian Greasy. And the only young quarterbacks he could try to develop, Chris Sims, every young quarterback he tried to develop was a bust. To say that he's a quarterback guru just because he has some stupid fucking segment on Monday Night Football called Quarterback Camp does not mean he's a quarterback guru. You guys are delusional. Delusional. The only championship he ever won was by putting together and milking a great defense that Tony Dungy handed him. He didn't do shit in Tampa, and they ran his ass out of town. John Gruden's legacy isn't that great. Everybody wants to remember it as much better than it is. But go back and read to the stats. Put it together. He was a failure in Oakland. That's why he left. This weak-ass play calling. We lost the tuck rule because of him. And you want to bring his ass back? Psst. You guys are living in the past. And I laugh at anybody that wants to bring John Gruden back. I don't want John Gruden back. At all. I don't want him on the sideline. Yes, of course he did. But has he ever developed a young quarterback? No. Never. Every time he attempted, that was the reason he was ran out of Tampa, because he couldn't develop one. That was why he was ran out, because he couldn't develop one. I don't want him back. I'm sure there's a large segment of Raider Nation that thinks otherwise. And I honestly don't think there's a chance he comes out this year anyway. I think it's a better chance that he comes out in Tampa. He's already been in-house in Tampa. But they just put him in the Ring of Honor. He's made amends with their ownership. They're getting ready to get rid of their coach. They just won 4 games. He actually's won something with Tampa. He's got more of a history with them. And he coached for them longer than he did for us. If he comes back, I honestly think he would go there before he came here. But it's the off season. This is what happens when the off season comes around, is everybody starts talking about this crap too. Who's going to get cut? The coaches that need changed. This is what off season media is. Because what else is there to talk about? There's nothing else to talk about. This is called off season clickbait. It's the first stories you see when the Raiders were eliminated. It is what it is. It's been the Gruden story for how many off seasons? Every off season. I don't want him. JD, you're reading biased, slanted articles. They've said the exact opposite in Tampa about how much he loves Jameis. You're reading slanted Oakland articles. They're good, guys. There's going to be a lot of guys cut because that's what happens when you underperform in a season. There's been talks of the Raiders separating from Crabtree. These things are the things that happen when you underperform. What do we start needing to do to win? And I'm Mr. Know-It-All. I'll take that. What do we start needing to do to win? Consistency. Consistency is what we start needing to do to win. Hire qualified and experienced coordinators. Not offensive coordinators that have never held the position when you're trying to compete for a Super Bowl. That would be a start. Not firing your head coach would also be a start. Because if you do that, that's a step backward in implementing a whole new system and regime from the top down. Do you honestly think we need to go into from a top-down rebuild? I don't. I don't at all. We need a new offensive coordinator. We need to maintain our defensive coordinator that has brought us back. And we need to give our head coach one more shot and one more season. Because we just re-signed him. And we need continuity at that position. On our staff. Look around the league. The teams that have continued success stand behind a coach. Then you get rid of the bad seeds in the locker room. You don't get rid of the coach. That doesn't keep continuity on your team by having a coaching carousel. You can't have success. Look at the Patriots, Bill Belichick. Look at the Steelers, Mike Tomlin. Look around the league. The Packers, Mike McCarthy. Look around the league. The teams that have continued success stand behind their coach. We can't have a coaching carousel and continue to have success. If so, we just wasted the last several years of Derek Carr's career. Because now you're going to reset him with a whole new system and a whole new regime. But let's see what we can pull out in this second half. We're not out of it, but we have put ourselves behind the 8 ball again at the end of the half. I want this win. I want to end the season on a win. I want to end the Chargers season. I want this win. And I believe we can still get it. It's not out of hand. So let's do it. I'll be back after the game. I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation!